What's cracking, YouTube? Here to do a review on the 2011 Air Jordan Concords. Now, obviously, these are the pre-release versions. As you can see, I have two different versions. One with the clear or see-through sole up on the toe box, and the other with the non-clear or non-see-through on the toe box. Now, a lot of videos going around YouTube are saying the ones with the see-through toe box are fake. Now, these ones are from vmvinc.com. Now, I've seen a few videos that say, oh, the carbon fiber's painted on and this and that, and because it's see-through, it's fake or whatnot. Well, here's the deal with pre-releases. There's a real gray line between what's fake and what's not fake. Now, when Nike goes to build these shoes or start to want to sell these shoes, they go to the little factories in China that make these, and they say, all right, we want this many pairs of shoes, but we want you to build the shoes first so we can see what they look like. Here's the material, here's the specs, here's the thickness. You guys build them. Now, what these little factories in China do, they build, let's just say, for example, 1,000 pairs of shoes. Alright, well, once these pairs are built to the first set of specifications, Nike will come in and say, nope, we don't like this, we don't like that, we want this change, we want this change, we want this material thicker, and whatnot. Now, here's where the kicker is. Say you take those 1,000 pairs of shoes and Nike says, no, those don't meet our standards. Now, some are going to be better quality than others, some are going to be, B grade style quality, and some are going to be worse. Now, Nike says those shoes don't meet the specifications yet. We're not happy with the shoes that you're making. We want minor changes to the product. Well, mind you, this factory has built 1,000 pairs of these shoes. Well, Nike says those are going to be a write-off, and essentially they tell the factory basically to destroy the shoes, recycle them, whatever. Well, the people at Nike don't have a real watchful eye when it comes to that. So what happens? These shoes are sold through back channels to places like VMV Inc. and whatnot. And now, mind you, these are not pre-releases, or these are not the actual release, the final release shoe. So now there's a real fine line between fake and real and whatnot. Now, essentially, the ones from VMV Inc., the carbon fiber is really shoddy. Now you can see that it's really bad, and I have a pretty bad pair here. I've seen others that are better on YouTube, some that are worse. But here's where the fake versus real come in. Now, Nike contracted a Chinese factory to make these shoes, but at the end of the day, Nike says, nope, they're not meeting our expectations yet. So they were originally built to be sold, but they're not quite there yet. So Nike says, we're going to write these off. Now, these Chinese companies that make these shoes, like I said, sell them to the backdoor places like VMV Inc. and all that stuff. So technically, if you want to look at it as fake versus real, they are real because they were spec'd by Nike. The companies were contracted by Nike to build them. But they are not licensed to be sold at retail outlets because Nike has pretty much written off the shoes that were built because they don't meet either specifications or the quality does not pass their quality control. So these companies basically distribute these back channel to these back channel outlets basically, and give them obviously low quality shoes, shoes that are different because of different production runs that Nike has changed the spec. As you see here, you have the non-clear or the clear see-through sole glued to the toe box, and then on this pair you have the obviously more solid sole or non-see-through. Now on this pair, the carbon fiber is much better than the ones from the VMV Inc. Now, I have a family member that works directly for Nike headquarters, and basically pretty much what the deal is with pre-releases is a shoe will go through a few different variations before Nike headquarters actually buys off on the final version that is to be sold for retail. So the shoes that you're technically getting from these companies, as such as VMV Inc., are not necessarily fake. They just don't meet Nike standards yet for retail sales. So some may have different thicknesses of material, some may have, quality issues where, the carbon fiber has some imperfections, the 23 logo on the back is crooked, but it doesn't mean they're fake. It just means that they are going through a different version to get to the final retail version. So that's why you see a few different versions. And obviously the quality on some of the versions that are shoddy, that don't meet the criteria. So that's the deal with the real to fake and how it works. And pretty much I can tell you, like I said, I have a family member who works directly for Nike headquarters, and pretty much he gave me the lowdown of how all this works. So yes, they are not licensed to be sold at retail outlets, but technically they are not fake. They are just a different version from what the people at Nike are happy with. So they do change a few minor details on the shoes. So that's the deal with how pre-releases work, is when different batches are made because of spec changes, Nike pretty much turns a blind eye and writes the shoes off, and these Chinese factories sell them through backdoor channels. And then people like you and I pay 10 times too much for these low quality, or if you whatever you want to call them, B grade or different version shoes. Not that they're fake, they're just not authorized to be sold at retail outlets. So that's the deal with why you see different versions and some of the quality issues. Hope that clears some stuff up for you guys. Take care.